The bus leak, Cranberries in July. At the Des Moines Fairgrounds, the wind whistled through the corn, and I was polishing the closing paragraph backstage. Campaigns love to package noise as hope. Hope sells better under good lighting. My job was to turn light into sentences. But there was something I didn't know yet. The teleprompter glass flickered twice. On the third flicker, it went completely dark and came back. A sentence flashed on the screen, in my rhythm, with my word habits, but not mine. America's heart does not belong to the wardens of self-interest. Sharp, engineered to go viral. Our campaign voice wasn't like that. We deburred our corners. I reached to pull the line back. A shadow hovered over my shoulder. Marcus Lee, head of security, leaned in, narrowed his eyes at the screen. "Did you put that there?" he asked. "No," I said. "True." But my heartbeat didn't respect the truth's tempo. 2 minutes, someone shouted from the wings. My phone rang, comms director. "Dylan, add Cedar County Farmers to the closer. The candidate wants it." The teleprompter I started. The line died. Marcus glanced one more time at the glass, and as if he were speaking from inside that dark pane, he murmured, "Someone's playing this from the inside." The problem wasn't the sentence. It was timing, and time was already outrunning us. But there was something I didn't know yet. But the truly shocking part hadn't happened yet. The candidate hit the stage, the crowd roared, and I rolled the lines. In minute 2, the screen blinked again. When it came back, the rogue sentence was gone. A knot in my chest loosened. Then a hand yanked my arm. "Move," Marcus said, steering me into the narrow corridor where shadows knotted with cables. "This was pushed either from your device or your account." "I have 2-factor on my account," I said. "It got reset at noon," he said. Goosebumps. "I didn't do this," I whispered. His face held an unreadable patience. He dropped his voice one notch. "I know." That single word felt warmer than the Iowa wind, and the door opened. The campaign bus rolled toward Madison like a blue whale in the dark. Inside, it smelled like coffee, cables, and anxiety. Strategists whispered. Volunteers crinkled sandwich paper. Everyone treated my laptop like a crime scene. IT said my device was clean, but my account access had been reset and relinked around lunchtime. I stared out the window. Iowa's darkness looked a lot like DC's secrets, but there was something I didn't know yet. Marcus sat across from me. The lines in his notebook looked like security protocols written by hand. "Why keep me close?" I asked. "Backstage CCTV was down," he said. "We couldn't see who touched your keys. In moments like this, the best evidence is a look. A look. There's a difference between someone hiding in panic and someone angry because he's innocent," he said. I shrugged. "I feel both. That's normal," he said. "And normal things are sometimes the best evidence." The bus pulled into a truck stop. In line for coffee, I heard the barista whisper to someone behind me, "That kid, right? The teleprompter one." Sweat trickled down my back. I turned, met no single face. Rumors don't look at you, they announce you. I grabbed my cup, climbed back on the bus. As the door shut, my phone buzzed. "You can't stop this." No number. The screen held me like a magnet. Marcus drifted up beside me, glanced down. "Who are you texting?" "I don't know." "What does "you can't stop this" mean?" "Me, them, I don't know." Wisconsin turned to snow in the windows. The bus floated through a sleeping state, but there was something I didn't know yet. And this is where everything turned upside down. We checked into a small hotel in Madison. Alone in my room, I opened the laptop. A new file sat in my drafts. Reform, Truth versus Spectacle. The style was mine, the logic was mine, but the metadata said author, me, created, while I was on stage. My chest cinched. I wanted to delete it. My finger hovered over the key. Marcus's voice rang in my head. "If you erase evidence, they'll call it a confession." A knock. I opened the door. Marcus stood there with a folder, as if he were listening to the building's skeleton. "Come on," he said. We took the service elevator down to a small loading room by the back exit. He opened the folder, my account activity, cell tower pings, bus Wi-Fi logs. "Look," he said, "that duck was never opened on your device. But your account's shared devices list shows an extra device." Fingerprint masked, I leaned on the metal door. "Did I piss someone off?" "Politics," he said, "gives people a frame for their anger." Then he did something I didn't expect. Closed the folder and looked straight into my eyes. "I'm going to warn you about something." "What?" "Yourself. Your speed to blame yourself slows them down." My phone buzzed again. this time a photo. Inside the bus, a hand reaching for my keyboard. No face, a navy suit sleeve, a tiny white nick at the cuff. Marcus bent closer. I saw someone scuff his cuff on a metal case yesterday, he said. Elliot Fitch. Elliot, the deputy comms director. Quick talker, fast smile, everybody's friend. My stomach turned. Do we confront him? We don't, Marcus said. We expose him. How? With honey. Honey? The sweet part of a trap, he said. Tomorrow plant a weird, sticky line in a closed draft. Send it to 3 people. Marla, campaign manager. Dana, comms director. Elliot. Whoever leaks it, I'll track. What line? Awkward to say, hard to forget. Cranberries in July. I smiled despite myself. Cranberries don't ripen in July. That's why it sticks, he said. And if someone uses it, he's a thief of words. It was a plan that smelled like reckless courage. I had no better option. We were about to split when the loading room door opened. Elliot stood there, a grin that never reached his eyes. What are you two doing? He asked. Fire drill, Marcus said, stone calm. Elliot turned to me. Dylan, one last polish on the morning remarks. Sure, I said. He clapped my shoulder. The nicked cuff flashed, burned into my sightline. But there was something I didn't know yet. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet. Back in my room, I prepped the honey. I buried cranberries in July inside a faux serious metaphor. Like cranberries stewing under July sun, impatient reform only deepens the sour. I sent the draft to exactly 3 people. IT confirmed the logs. I told Marcus, it's out. I stared at the ceiling. Inside me, 2 snakes, fear and curiosity, kept each other warm in the same basket. Then the phone rang. My mom from Oklahoma. How are you? She asked. I wanted to say not good. I'm fine, I said. We saw you on TV, she said. She probably hadn't. Your father says you sleep on that bus. I do, I lied. The truth was a freight train in the distance. Don't overwork yourself, she said. Don't let your words hurt people. I wanted to say, I'm trying to use them to protect people. I didn't, because what I was hiding wasn't only work, but there was something I didn't know yet. Morning, coffee, tripods, cables in the press room. The candidate stepped up. Dana nodded. Elliot smiled from afar. Marcus traced a rhythm against the back wall, a small shadow from the radio on his shoulder. I counted to 60 in my head. The lines walked on cue. During Q&A, a reporter raised a hand. An internal draft last night included this language, she said, then read it. Like cranberries stewing under July sun, impatient reform deepens the sour. My heart slipped on black ice. The candidate recovered, gave a bland answer. I searched the room for Elliot. At the same time, Marcus glided toward a rear exit. The honey had been bitten, but there was something I didn't know yet. Wait, don't miss this detail. As soon as it ended, the hallway turned into an ant colony. Marcus barked short sentences into his radio. 2 guards took the stairs. Elliot was nowhere. I sprinted for the bus. His seat was empty. A black jacket lay on his desk. I flipped the cuff, the nick. I patted the pocket, a burner phone. I called Marcus. Found a burner. Stay put, he said. The bus door swung open. Elliot climbed in. His eyes flicked from the jacket to my hand. Going through my personal stuff? He asked, sarcasm wrapped around a blade. You leaked the line, I said. He smiled. I love your voice, Dylan. Warm and sharp. Politics rewards word thieves. He reached for the jacket. I clamped the burner in my palm. Then Marcus filled the doorway and the temperature dropped. Leave the jacket, Marcus said. Elliot weighed his options, chuckled. Fine, he said. But know this, I'm not the only leak. He left the jacket and popped the rear door. 2 guards pounded after him. I sank to the floor. Marcus knelt, fingers lightly circling my wrist. You're okay, he said. You're here. A new sentence took root inside me. I'm here. I heard myself think it for the first time. But there was something I didn't know yet. What you've seen so far is nothing. By evening in Cincinnati, Elliot was still missing. The press got a he's on leave statement. IT pulled the last number dialed from the burner, a PR shop out of town. The shop had ties to a dark political action committee. Someone inside is feeding them, Marcus said. Elliot's just a carrier. Who's the other one? I asked. He squared his shoulders. The list is getting short. That night I climbed the hotel roof. The Ohio River wore gold from the bridges. Marcus slipped through the door without knocking. That's a magic trick I'll never understand. You're not sleeping, he said. Can't, I said. He leaned on the rail. His hands gripped the metal like a boundary he warmed with his palms. Dylan, he said, I need to confess something. My breath stalled. I live by words too, he said. I don't have to say them. When they're true, they settle in me. When you said you're here today, something in me clicked. Hearing my name in his mouth was a door opening. Marcus, I said. The door slammed open. A guard, breathless. Lee! A letter downstairs for Dylan. I opened it. A photo slid out, taken last night in the loading room. Me and Marcus, one of us reading a file, one of us looking at the other, scrawled beneath. If you're going to tell it, start with yourself. My shoulders trembled, but there was something I didn't know yet. You won't believe this, but on the ride to Cleveland the next morning, the table debate was cancel the press conference or proceed. Marla wanted to proceed. Dana wanted to cancel. I kept the photo in my pocket and my tongue dry. Marcus didn't speak. His eyes traced the room like an evacuation map. They finally asked me. We proceed, I said. But today we go paper only. No screens. Zero trust in the teleprompter. Dana pursed her lips. And the leak? One more line, I said. Not on stage. Backstage, we don't do Cranberries in July. Only Tom hears it, the deputy chief strategist. Yesterday he said our prose had too much soul. People who hate feeling usually find leaking logical. Marcus cut me a side smile. Respect and risk shared a line in it. Backstage in Cleveland, I leaned into Tom and whispered, internal principle, we don't do Cranberries in July. If the data's out of season, the strategy turns sour. He didn't laugh. Weird, he said, and walked. 10 minutes later, a local site ran a piece citing an internal source. Cranberries in July. Dana swore. Marcus spoke into the radio. Tom's moving. Rear exit. The service corridor smelled like detergent. Tom shoved his phone in his pocket as Marcus blocked his path. Phone, Marcus said. Who are you? Tom scoffed. The guy who decides whether you stay or go on this campaign, Marcus said. Touch me and I'll sue. Explain why this PR shop called you 3 times, Marcus said. Tom bolted for a side door. Marcus followed. On the stairwell, Tom shoved. Marcus slipped, caught the rail. I ran. Outside, 2 guards cut Tom off. His phone hit the ground, the screen spiderwebbed, and Elliot's texts spilled out. Tom glared at me. You write these words, he said. Your sentences are more persuasive when they're mean. The price of stealing words is losing meaning, I said. Who are you to distribute meaning? I said, someone who's done hiding. Security guards were closing in. They took Tom inside. The PR links, burner accounts, and the leak network began to unspool. The press conference wasn't cancelled. The text was printed and handed to the candidate. The last paragraph didn't brand anyone a traitor and didn't hide the truth either. We are the kind of people who know how to share a sentence. The applause swelled. In the wings, I leaned on a chair and, first time that day, smiled, but there was something I didn't know yet. That night, I went back to the roof. The wind had softened. Marcus pushed the door open. Done, he said. For today. The photo, I said. I pulled it from my pocket and handed it to him. He looked, lifted his head. I'm not afraid of this. Why? Because we know what we are, he said. Label us however they want. What does it change? What are we? 2 people. One keeps the other from being blamed. One keeps the other from hiding. Marcus, I'm scared. Be scared, he said. But stay. He didn't reach for me. His fingers stayed wrapped around the rail. I stepped in until my breath found the slope of his shoulder. The city's noise stepped aside. My internal metronome found the right tempo. I'm tired of hiding, I said. Me too, he said. Our gaze lasted longer than words. Our mouths put a small, clean period on all the sentences we hadn't said, and the phone rang. My life tilted. Dana. Urgent. Elliot's nabbed, but there's one more name. Tom's contacts include Blue Room. That could be the blue-bound file cabinet on the bus. Also a threat. Someone says they'll leave an unforgettable surprise under tomorrow's stage. Marcus's voice turned to ice. Under stage sweep. Now. A sentence stirred in me. To learn to be a bridge is to accept you might collapse. I wrote it down. Some lines walk you home. But there was something I didn't know yet. Next morning, we boarded the bus. Blue Room's lock was intact, the lid slightly ajar. Inside, calendar binders, route folders, and a black USB. Marcus gloved up, bagged it. ET took it. Between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, the report came back. No campaign docs, just 2 audio files. Our whispers in the loading room and on the roof. The quality suggested a body cam. I looked at Marcus. A beat, then he nodded. They're mine, he said. Security requires body cam. Last night, I forgot to shut it off. The floor slid, but not out from under me. I grabbed him. How did the USB land in Blue Room? I don't know. What do we do? Two choices, hide it or own it. Hiding. We'll blame you again. Owning. Makes us visible. Visibility is dangerous. So are the right words, and just as healing. We chose, not the press, our own team first. Always face the house mirror before the town square. Marla, Dana, IT, legal, packed into a small room. Marcus explained. The recordings were accidental. The USB was planted. Why? Dana asked. Blackmail? Marcus shrugged. Maybe someone's saying, write your story yourselves. Eyes on me. I've been a ghost in this campaign, I said. I hid my words and I hid my humanity. Last night I stopped hiding. If there's a cost, my words are worth paying it. Marla leaned back. Politics is built on people hiding themselves. Then, I said, we're in the wrong building. Dana nodded once. We don't feed the press. The candidate will frame it on stage. Our team is made of humans. USB goes to council. Just then, the no ID number pinged again. This tour isn't over. Whoever opened Blue Room is leaving a surprise under Pittsburgh's stage. As unforgettable as Cranberries in July. Marcus typed, voice like granite. Understage sweep in effect. Past politics now. This is crime. No reply. The Pittsburgh sweep. Clean, no device. But in the crowd, a blue banner rose. No to the wardens of self-interest. The first night's line had replicated. Dana grumbled. Leaks did this. Or a bad mirror showed a true face, I said. Save the poetry, she said. She wasn't wrong. My poet side is worse when it's silent. The text ended. Applause climbed. Backstage, a middle-aged woman grabbed my hand, pressed a blue pin into my palm. A white pine cone. Not a cranberry, she winked, but a souvenir from the woods. Then she disappeared into the crowd. Marcus eyed the pin. A message? From whom? Sometimes the woods have no owner, I said. Sometimes they do. We just don't see. The phone rang. Elliot. Calm voice. Found it, he said. Blue Room wasn't opened by any of us. A volunteer badge was cloned. I'll send the name. And know this. Since that night, I haven't been able to stop reading your words. Not because I stole them, because I finally know whose they are. The call died. The pin pricked my palm with a small, useful pain. Marcus's look rested on my shoulder. Keep going. Tomorrow? He asked. Tomorrow, I said. We're still here. The bridges glowed. A train rattled somewhere. Inside me, a new line slid onto its rail. Sometimes the safest place is the one where you aren't hiding. That night, for the first time, real sleep felt possible, but there was something I didn't know yet. Next morning, volunteer lists were combed. IT found the cloned badge. Savannah K, an out-of-state super volunteer. Smiling in her headshot. Every access she scored had sharpened that smile's edge. She wandered into restricted zones during stage build, Marcus said. No direct Blue Room entry logs, but fibers on the lid's edge. Dana, if this blows up, it torches the campaign. Marla muttered. A good sentence can manage a fire, and I owed her a line for that. Savannah vanished from sight. The PR shop link made her a bridge between the shop and our internal duo, Tom and Elliot. Meanwhile, the USB clone went to legal. Our bodycam files were noted as accidental capture. A wry part of me grinned at the pun in accident. Sometimes accidents happen when you stop hiding. That afternoon, the bus rolled into a gas station. Volunteers attacked their sandwiches. I stared out the glass. Marcus sat beside me. On the armrest, our hands became two parallel lines without meaning to. In math, parallels never meet. Life is a language that likes to disobey math. Dylan, he said. Sometimes security is more dangerous than visibility. I know, I said. But without visibility, security keeps protecting the wrong people. He nodded. That sign today, the first night's sentence. It was born in the wrong place and still found the right hearts. The fate of a word belongs less to the writer than to the walkers, I said. He smiled. Poet mode again. It's more dangerous when it's silent. The engine turned. In the window we flickered. Two silhouettes sharing a frame. A thought passed through me. If there's a price for this one day, we pay it together. I didn't say it aloud. My eyes did. He read them. Outside Pittsburgh, my phone lit with Elliot's final tip. Savannah's plate, Pennsylvania, 8v3. More coming. I'm doing this because today, for the first time, I know the owner of the words. He'd added, I want to make amends. I don't know who hands out absolution. Sometimes it has no address. You just put it on the road. The next day, a small-town rally was cancelled for weather. Truth, plate alert around the stage crew. Marcus rerouted us. I realised my life was a draft whose route kept changing. I placed a sentence. The city, the bridge, the wind carried it somewhere else. By afternoon, local police had Savannah in a warehouse alley. On her, a tiny RFID cloner for volunteer badges. In her pocket, a pinhole camera with black tape. No direct blue room entry, Marcus said, which means someone inside cracked the lid while we were distracted. Who? I asked. He lifted a shoulder. We'll have to see. Savannah lawyered up. She didn't deny the PR link, called it side work. Politics runs on side work, she smirked. That smile carried the teleprompter's first night shadow. A thought rustled. Sometimes people love the echo more than the line. Not judgment, just fatigue. Next day, the rally went on. The candidate read from paper. At the end, unexpectedly, he said, Our team is made of humans. Humans err, and humans carry what's right. Together we get more right. Applause. Dana whispered, Nice frame. Marla added, Strong text. In the crowd, I caught the eyes of a kid wearing a blue pin. White pine cone. He nodded. Maybe thanks. Maybe nothing. Some signals mean nothing more than goodwill. That night, the bus kept going. The parallel lines on the armrest edged 2 millimeters closer. We found a new language. Instead of you okay, we asked, Are you here? Saying yes meant the same thing at any hour. I'm staying. My mom called again from Oklahoma. This time I answered. We love you, she said. Your dad turned off the talking heads. They're bad for blood pressure. I laughed. I'm trying to turn off the TV myself, I said. She didn't get it. She didn't need to. Don't work too hard, she said. Words are good for a person. Sometimes they cause trouble, I almost said. I didn't. Love you, I said. The porch of my childhood flashed in the glass. Words are tickets home. Morning. No new Blue Room gifts. Body cam policy updated. Disable recording before personal conversations. Marcus typed the rule, looked over at me, smiled. We didn't carve out an exemption for poetry. Poetry writes its own clause, I said. By day's end, the bus rolled on. Elliot gave his statement. Tom's contract was terminated. Savannah made bail. The PR shop hid behind independent contractor. Politics hides its face well. The more it hides, the more sentences show. At a nowhere gas stop, the bus idled in evening metal light. Marcus and I stood shoulder to shoulder. Dylan, he said, that first night sentence on the teleprompter. Yes, maybe it was born in the wrong place, he said, but wrong births sometimes grow right. I nodded. Depends on who cradles it, I said. Us, he said. Here. And then I tried on a sentence I don't wear easily. I'm happy. I didn't say it out loud. My eyes did, and he understood. On the armrest, our fingers, 2 lines remembering they weren't alone. Brushed, a heartbeat long. No one saw. If they had, they couldn't have named it. Sometimes 2 people meet, not in front of words but behind them. In the next city, an elderly couple held the first night banner. No to the wardens of self-interest. Their grandkids stood between them. I smiled. The sentence had walked. Maybe not as I idealized it, but it walked. I whispered to myself, it's not where you set a word down, it's the road you walk with it. That night we met again on a roof. The city hummed like a radio turned low. Today, Marcus said, I wrote a security rule. Hiding personal truth isn't security. Reads more like a poem, I said. He laughed. I thought poetry didn't get special treatment. It grew up, I said. Silence. Then I added, Marcus, if this bus ever stops. He said, here. Our mouths found each other again. Not a period this time, a compound sentence, and. An airplane scribbled a line across the stars and the line faded. We both knew. Lines don't appear to disappear. They appear to point. My phone buzzed. Elliot again. Savannah's network is down. The shop is backing off. If you ever want, I'll come listen, to learn how to honor words I misused. I didn't reply. Some apologies get answered best by better sentences. Next morning, the bus was moving. I was at the window. In my reflection, there were 2 of us. Me, and the man beside me who knows how to say stay. Marcus wrote a new line in his notebook, looked over. "What's the last sentence of your text?" he asked. I watched the bridge, the river, the morning. The voice in me was bare and steady. "We'll be here tomorrow." He looked at me before he lifted his pen. In his eyes lived the quiet version of the word yes. He wrote it. Rally stage, applause, all rhythm. But the real rhythm was the private metronome between us. No one could touch. Final. Last second shock. Everyone knew the truth now. The leak was a network. The honey worked. The USB came from a body cam. The words walked. But the real shock was this. When we stopped hiding, the safest place in the campaign turned out to be visibility. Because sometimes the safest place is the one where you aren't hiding, and sometimes the truest sentence is two people saying "I'm here" at the same time. And for the first time, I wasn't afraid to be the subject of my story. Tomorrow, I'm here. We are here.